What's up, 49er faithful? It's your boy Chili Will. Welcome to the 49er Street Squad, guys. Hey, we got a lot to get into, man. A lot of stuff to be excited about because you know what? It's playoff time, guys. It's time for us. This weekend, we get to sit back and see how all the cards fall. You know, what teams we're going to face, who we're not going to face, who's going to be eliminated, who's going to make it. You know, we're going to get into all that. But let's go ahead and bring in the fellas. You know how we do it. My man, all the way from Las Vegas, always with the golden gems. Let's bring in my man, Nana Rio. Rio, what's going on, baby?
Yeah, baby, what's up? What's up? LV in the house.
Building, LV. Now, guess what? We're going to reach out even further. We're going to reach all the way out to the East Coast, man, and bring in our boy, 49er, Monty from Tampa Empire. What's up, Monty, baby?
What's going on? How we feeling today?
Oh, man. All right, I'm feeling good. I'm excited. I don't know if you guys are excited, but I'm really excited because
Monty,
now
you need to send me that hat, man. You need to send me that hat.
I had that made special.
That's nice. That's nice.
He was representing that hat, boy, especially in Washington.
That's nice.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, before we even get started and kicked off into things, Monty, you gotta tell us. You know, we missed you previous week when the Niners, put them Washington Commodores to sleep. So I wanted to ask you, how was it out there with the 49er faithful, and how just how were things, man? I mean, I know they were popping because the faithful obviously took over.
Yeah, definitely. They were out there heavy. I mean, it was hard to see walking into that stadium because they're like a burgundy color and the seats are like a red color. But man, you heard us. You heard us in there chanting, cheering, and it was when that score came up when Arizona tied that game up with Philly. Oh man, we knew why everybody was cheering in that building because the Washington fans weren't cheering about that.
Nah,
As we walked out, we found out that Arizona beat them. Oh, everybody chanting number one seed. It was from the tailgate to the end of the game. It was lit, man. We had the whole green lot D pretty much filled with 49er fans.
Oh man, right on. I tell you, like I said, ain't nothing like the faithful. We come strong when it comes to any road game. We show up. We show up and support our boys because we make sure we let them know this ain't really a away game. It's really a home game for you. So I'm glad that the faithful, we go out there, we're showing our red and gold love, man. And I know that, like I said, that always touches the San Francisco 49er players. They see it, and every single game and always showing the love to us, man. And so, that's awesome. And, but the good thing about it now this year, the playoffs come through Levi this year. All right, we in playoff mode. We're done with like this phase 3 of it all. We got the first seed, and whoever wins loses this weekend. That's what they come to Levi this weekend. So I'm going to start off with this game on Sunday. We get apparently a game that didn't mean anything, but apparently we lose to the Rams, man. 21-20. And it's kind of a little tough only because I was hoping we pull it out, even though it didn't mean nothing, but we hate losing to the Rams.
We hate losing to them.
It's just like, oh man, I was okay though. I'm gonna let you know I was okay, but I just kind of was just like, damn, we couldn't just at least pull out. It would have been nice to just kind of have the little cherry on top of the season. You know what I'm saying? To say, hey, the San Francisco 49ers conquered the NFC West. We took care of business.
We did. I think that
lost one.
Just that loss, I don't even consider it a loss. You know what I mean?
True.
It was just a battle of the backups, and you know what I'm saying? We did what we had to do, which is the smart move. We had CMC who was injured already a little bit, banged up a little bit. We want to rest him anyway. I want to make sure that Brock is cool. Everybody's good, nice and refreshed and ready. I mean, it's damn near 3 weeks, that we're gonna have of rest. This is big for us, man. This is big, getting ready to take over. Cause I tell you, we got this. We got this.
Speaking of
Yeah.
that, we actually got some good news on the injury front today because it looks
Okay.
like a big boy in the middle, Armstead, is going to be back at practice this week, and that's
Yes.
Yeah,
and that's
baby.
huge because we've been missing him. And the way they kept talking about that injury, that plantar fasciitis is such a pain in the you know what, and it just keeps lingering and lingering. But the fact that he's back at practice is huge. And Jawan Jennings is cleared the concussion protocol.
Good, good.
We definitely missed him. So
Yeah, it's definitely going to be great to have Third and Juwan back. I don't think we're as top heavy without our guy Eric Armstead. So it's great news to hear that he's returned to practice, and that
mhm.
and the good news also is the fact that he still has another 2 weeks to kind of really kind of
Yeah,
rest up and rest that foot. So that's
And
definitely
get
a plus.
100%.
Yeah, and then George Odom, he's they said they opened up the practice window for him, so he's going to be back. Of course, he's one of our special team guys, that and really great on special teams. He does a lot for us, and it's going to be great to have him back. Also, in the game on Sunday, apparently everything was good until Cleveland Farrell. I guess he banged his knee. Thank God it was, from what I understand, nothing serious, but they said he could be out for a few weeks, but hopefully we'll be back for the postseason. So that's definitely a plus too. So
Said he possibly going to miss one game.
yeah. So with that said, I mean, I think, like Rio said, the game, yeah, it didn't mean really anything, but it was the most important thing was the fact that, hey, let's get through this without losing anybody to anything, any real bad injury that's gonna, put anybody out for the next couple of playoff games, because it's gonna heat up now, guys. I mean, it's gonna get, I mean, I don't know about you. I'm just giddy, I'm excited because it's like, man, this is it. This is what we worked, the 49ers worked so hard for all season, for this moment. And now they got the first seed, go into the playoffs, and now we get to, we get to sit back this weekend. We get to watch the playoffs and see who's gonna come through and who's gonna fall. But before I get into more of the playoff talk, I just want to ask you guys a question. So, this game against the Rams on Sunday, what would you say? And I ask you this, Monty, at first. How do you feel how our backup quarterback Sam Darnold performed in this game?
I think he started off. He started off strong. He was doing. They were flowing in the beginning, and second half he kind of took a little step back. But then again, he didn't. He had Ray McLeod and what's his they kept dropping passes on him. There was a
yeah.
couple of drop. Well, I wouldn't say drop passes, but there was contact and the ball came out. And I think Ayuk or Debo would have held on to it. You know what I mean?
They had
So
Ronnie
I think
Bell out
overall
there.
he played a good game for a backup role.
Yeah. What do you think,
Yeah,
Rio? What you got to
but
say?
what was
What was you?
Conway
Oh,
and Ray dropped a couple.
yeah. How do you feel about real Sam Darnold? Like, did you like what you see? And do you think he's ready in case God forbid anything happens to our guy Brock Purdy? Is this man ready to step up? Take the reins of this team. You think he can, be that emergency backup that we might need in case anything goes sideways?
I think he did good with the backups. Um, if we had an emergency situation, that means that Brock Purdy's down, but our starters are in. So he's throwing to our starters. He's dealing with CMC. He's dealing with, Kittle and everybody and Debo and all that stuff. So I feel confident that we have the necessary weapons around him. And I feel good that he did decent with what he had. Those guys need more reps, the second string receivers, they definitely need more reps. And I'm happy that we're able to get on that. But overall, I just feel like we got this, man. I feel good with Donald going out there. And I felt like it was a great decision by the Niners. Some people were saying that we shouldn't rest our starters because, we're going to have that rust and, Purdy, this is his second time in the playoffs. He should get as much reps as he can, all this extra stuff. But you know what? No, I'm good. I don't want none of our guys to get injured unnecessarily, just like what happened with Pittsburgh. You know, they in trouble, man. They got TJ Watt is out, you know, in a big game. They got to play their first game without their starter. You know, they had to play their guy, but I'm saying, for example, that game took out a big piece. Same thing that could have happened to us if we played our starters. So it doesn't make any sense. It's not worth the gamble.
Just
Yeah,
like Detroit, they lost Matt Laporta. He had no business
Yeah.
being in that game.
Yeah.
They already, I mean, I guess they were trying for a 2 seed, but
Yeah, they was trying for the 2 seed, but
it cost them.
It cost them.
Yep.
And who knows what's going to happen now? I'm hoping they could take care of business. I'm going to wait because I know we're going to touch on that subject, so I'll wait for those comments.
All right, I agree with both the guys. I looked at Sam Darnold. I actually thought he looked great in the first half. Of course, he started with had some of the starters with him, so I think it was a little more easy for him to execute, throw the passes, to some of the starters, because he works more with these guys. And I'm sure that week he probably practiced a lot with those guys. But some of the other fellas that stepped in, Connolly, he came in there. It was great to see him. I wanted to see what he could bring to the table. Dropped a couple of passes, but he made some good plays. Looked pretty good. So I like that fact. Mason, I think he did a great job. Running back. At least he held on to the ball, no turnovers. So that was the plus. So the guys generally look good. I mean, and like you guys said, we're not going to put nobody out there. I mean, it was the time for the backups to shine and just see prove themselves a little bit. Just to show these guys like, hey, I'm ready to come out, do my thing. And but I have to we got to talk about this though, guys. I mean, I know this game didn't mean anything, but to see Moody go out there and kick and miss a field goal and an extra point, kind of brought a little scare back to me with them Browns. You know what I'm saying? Because in that Brown game, he missed like 3 kicks. Here in this game, missed 2, and it, kind of made me think this guy's been doing great most of the season. I still don't have that big of a problem with him, but is this really a concern that we have to be concerned about? I mean, like, how do you feel about that? Moody kicker. And do you think we're okay, or am I just having emotional damage?
I've had an issue with Moody since the beginning of the season, since preseason. I've been concerned about him. I've said that. And if you go back to the early episodes, that was my main concern is Moody. I want to go back, but of course, that didn't happen. I just feel like, to be honest with you, like, let's keep it at 100, right? If we're putting all our chips, all our eggs in this basket to win this championship, because that's what I feel like we're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're doing that, why would we have a rookie kicker when it comes down to some important times when we get into the playoffs? Why not keep Robbie Gold for one more year? I don't understand. Like, Robbie was still cool. It's not like he was, he dropped off a cliff or anything. He was good. They just didn't want to pay him that money, but you might as well at this point with all the stuff that we're doing, let's make sure we're 100% good. Let's keep it 100. If we had Robbie Gold, we would have won that Cleveland game. Okay? Point blank. We wouldn't have lost that game. So it's stuff like that. And we don't want that to be a difference between us winning a big playoff game is to put this on a rookie kicker that is not 100% proven. So for me, he's always been a concern. And if I'm the owner, general manager, I would pay those extra dollars to get a veteran kicker and just keep him. I mean, like Robbie Gold. So that's just my opinion.
What about you, Monty? How are you feeling about Moody? And hey, we're going in the playoff span. There's a lot at stake here. A lot at stake. And are we comfortable with Moody, man? And can we put our trust in this man's foot?
It's tough. The one pressure kick he had all season, he missed it in Cleveland. And obviously that put, as a rookie, that's going to put pressure on you, which made him miss a couple more, and then we had a long stretch where I think he didn't even kick a field goal because we were scoring so many touchdowns.
Yep.
And, all he was getting was extra points. But I'm honestly not worried about it. It maybe sound funny to you watching the game. The announcer mentioned that he had 60 extra points in a row, and then he goes and misses it. I'm always about like it's a jinx. You know what I mean? But then when he missed the field goal the next time around, I was like, oh shit, is he like going back into his thing again? You know what I mean?
Right.
But if our offense keeps scoring the way we're scoring, I don't think Moody's going to be a factor. You know what I mean? If we keep putting 30 points up on the board and our defense keep playing, I don't think he's going to be a factor. Maybe they can address it in the offseason. But to speak on Rio's point, it was a salary cap issue. You couldn't pay Gold that much money because they're trying to pay Bosa. You know what I mean? It's they're already paying so many different people. Somebody's got to be a casualty, and unfortunately, it was Robbie Gold. You know what I mean? And they had faith in this kid. Was highly touted coming out of college. He was an amazing kicker. I get it. Everybody, a third round kicker. We really didn't need nobody else, so they went and got the guy that they wanted. You know what I mean? Because we didn't have too many holes to plug. So the third round pick, the kicker was there. They took him, but for the most part, other than the Cleveland game and that field goal there, he's been money.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's only his fifth kick that I think he's six maybe.
It's his rookie season. I mean, come on, let's like I said, if our offense keeps scoring the way it is, I don't think he's going to be a factor. You know what I mean? I don't think any of these games should be coming down to a game-winning field goal. If he misses an extra point here and there, whatever. I think that was his first extra point he missed anyway, right? He never missed the extra point. He missed field goals, and that field goal was the first one he missed within 40 yards.
Yeah, so, that's true. I just feel though. I mean, this is the playoffs now. And it's like you can't. I mean, I get it. Yeah, he's a rookie. I get it. Obviously a little rough around the ears or whatever, but you come into the playoffs, man. Every element of this team, man, has to be locked in. It has to be right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I just feel like, dude, if we get, hell, let's just say, if we go to the Super Bowl, and we will, but when we go to the Super Bowl and say we see whoever, I don't know, Ravens, we're in this big game with the Ravens, both teams battling out, and we get in perfect position. Let's just say 30-yard line, I don't know, 25, 30-yard line. We just need that 3 points to win the game. How nervous are you to watch Moody come on up there? This is for the Super Bowl. Let's on the line.
Let's not bring it up, please, because I know they got Justin Tucker, so they're not worried. They got Tucker.
Oh man, but I just say I know you guys don't want to hear that, not to bring it up, but I mean that's what sits in back in my mind. And I'm worried. I get a little concerned about him. Like, man, this boy better be solid. I mean, he better be practicing his damn kicks every single day and be hitting like 200 of those every day, and to make sure that he's just, this man is in alignment with himself and making his kicks. This guy's got to be ready.
He'll be ready.
All right.
Oh man. But was there, now let me ask you guys, watching this game, was there any other takeaways as far as like, were there any other plays that stuck out to you that kind of made you think like, okay, I see we got a couple of maybe little diamonds in the rough there, that we haven't seen, that got a chance to come on the field for the first time, like Taylor Hawkins. My man had an INT, and he's been on the practice squad, I think, a couple of seasons now, right? And it was great to see him coming at safety. I was okay. It was nice to kind of see, get a look at our boy, defensive end Robert Beal Jr.
Yeah,
he actually got a sack, I think, in this game. So other than that, that was probably about it. But it's good to see the big boy out there, and see them running around, getting a chance and the opportunity to showcase themselves out there on the field. But did you guys observe anything? But anybody else that you feel stuck out to you that you thought like okay, or was it just okay? They're just doing what they do.
Well, not for me. I didn't really see anybody stick out, but I mean, the only one I was happy to see was Elijah Mitchell looking healthy again. Finally looking
Yeah,
healthy because Elijah Mitchell was running the ball. He was looking healthy. It was good
yeah,
to see because come playoff time, we're gonna need, he's gonna need a CMC's gonna need a breather, every
Yeah,
now and then.
oh
So it
yeah,
was
for
good to
sure.
see Elijah, pounding that rock. Even Jordan Mason did too. But I tell you one bad note, I didn't like the way Mooney Ward looked against Puka Nakua. Man, Puka Nakua was eating him up for that
Hmm.
one that
Well,
one
he was going for a record.
drives.
He was trying to get that record. He had to get
No,
like
I
two
know, but
passes and yards. I think they were, but I hear you. Yeah, Moody
his
was
rookie year. But I mean, but
he was having a little.
Mooney Ward made a statement that he wanted to lock him down. He didn't want him to get it, and he got burnt 2 or 3
Yeah,
times by Puka.
yeah. Well, it
And
brings up a good
that's
point.
possibly somebody we're going to face in the playoffs. So
Uh-huh. And who was talking about that last week, right? Mr. Rio. He brought up about them Rams. He said, you know what? These guys are starting to kind of like come along, if you
gain
will.
some
I mean,
steam.
you're gaining some steam, and they're starting to, things are starting to click down there in LA. So we definitely have to monitor that. We have to be aware of that. And, obviously we can't really look over anybody, but, it comes to the Rams and being divisional a team opponent that we face twice a year and probably in the playoffs, so maybe 3 times every year now. This is definitely a team to worry about. This is a team to, be concerned and make sure that we just don't lose track of, basically. But okay, so so other than that, again, 49ers. We lose one to the Rams. It was kind of we hate to lose the Rams, but it didn't mean nothing. We still got the number 1 seed, got the bye week, and most of all, we didn't lose anybody to any real serious injuries besides Cleveland Farrell. I mean, he'll banged up knee, but I believe he'll be back and ready for the playoffs in time. So I think we're going to be good, guys. They want to be good, and I think that's the most important thing is just having all our boys ready for the divisional playoff game in the next coming week. So let me see. Well, I was going to ask you this other question, but it kind of will feed in. It'll kind of feed into the playoffs. Anyway, upcoming wild card game this weekend, guys. Let's talk about it. Okay. Let's see. Hold on, if I can bring up my screen here because my things are a little glitchy on my end. It's probably my computer again acting up. I got to clean this thing out. But give me a minute, see if I can bring this up. Okay, I'm just gonna pop. Oh, let's pop. Okay, let's look at the NFC. Let's see if I pop this on the screen here. Black us out. Okay, here we go. All right, fellas. This coming Saturday. Let's talk about NFC side on Sunday. So the first game I do believe is going to be Packers and the Cowgirls. Okay, that's going to be a good game. And I'll tell you right now, Cowboys better not fall asleep on these Packers because, again, Rio was talking about, he even talked about the Green Bay Packers looking pretty good. And I had to watch them, Rio. Like you said, I had to watch him, and you're right. Love looked like he's feeling himself. The Packers look like these guys are pretty locked in. They got a great coach on the floor, and Cowboys better watch out. How do you feel about that game, guys? What do you think?
I feel like the Cowboys are going to take care of business against Green Bay. And that's for me.
Okay.
That's going to be a.
Okay.
It may sound. It may sound. Huh?
All right. Go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
It may sound surprising, but I'm taking the Cowboys, and I feel like the Packers are going to score some points, but I feel like the Packers are going to win. I mean, the Cowboys are going to win, and they're going to cover. So I don't think it's going to be a problem at all as far as winning the game. I don't think it's actually going to be a close game.
Okay. Now that I just thought about something. Now that we're going to look at these playoff pictures, let's look at the big picture. Okay, so let me back up a minute. Hold on a second. Let me get this other bracket up here. If I can.
It was up.
Oh, there we go. Oh, shoot, was it? No. Okay, here we go. You guys see it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just dissect this one game at a time. We're going to go by the first game to the last. First game is going to be against Cleveland and Houston. Okay, well, so we're going to focus on the AFC side real quick. Cleveland going into Houston. Hey, D'Amico Ryans, man, I'm proud of that brother, man, to see him doing so much great things with his team and got these guys into the playoffs, man. This guy should be up for Coach of the Year, as far as I'm concerned. But Cleveland's going into Houston. They got what I last checked was about a 2.5 point lead on these guys. But let me ask you. Matter of fact, let me ask you, Monty, this time. Who do you have in this game and why?
Unfortunately, I think Cleveland. Much as I love D'Amico, I think Cleveland is going to pull it out. I think Houston's their run ends on the wild card matchup, and Cleveland in the back of Joe Flacco and that defense. The experience of Joe Flacco is gonna prevail with that stout defense.
Okay, so you got Cleveland. All right, Nina Rio. Looking at this game, man, who's your pick, and who do you think's gonna be the one to walk away when the dust is settled on this game?
It's funny. I pretty much feel the exact same way. I would love for Houston to win. CJ Stroud, I love what he's doing. Love D'Amico, but Cleveland's defense is good enough to take care of Houston. They'll have their problems later on, but Houston, they'll get by Houston.
Now, doesn't Cleveland have like some injuries going on right now with their team? I thought they had some players out. No,
I didn't hear anything.
Not that I know of. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So Rio, I'll put you down for Cleveland. All right. I actually was looking at this game, and I'm picking Houston. I'm going with the underdog in this one, and I'll tell you why. I just feel like Houston right now, they're just on that, like, they're catching fire right now. They're on their roll right now, and this game's being played in Houston. So I just feel like there's just going to be that extra adrenaline of energy that's just going to I expect a close game. I think whoever wins probably by 3 points probably. But I think Houston will upset these guys. I think that's going to be that's one of my many upsets I think planned on happening this weekend. So I'm going to roll with Houston.
Well, technically that's not an upset because they're the highest seed.
Well, that's true. So yeah, that's a good point. That's why they get that home field advantage. So boys, if they take care of business, it's going to be a grinder. It's going to come down obviously to what team's going to get best of who's going to turn over the ball the most. The turnovers. It's going to kill them. All right, next we're going to have, we got Miami that's going to be going into Kansas City. My homie. And these guys right now are favored by 4 points, Kansas City. They're playing that in Kansas City. Now, we all know Mahomes has been struggling. They've been struggling with his team. And, this game, do you feel that these guys become their own worst enemy, or does Miami have enough to come in there and give them a good dog fight? Rio, what do you like about this game, man?
One thing I would like to point out is that there's been a lot of chatter about the NFL being scripted. This the wild card matchups that we have makes it really feel scripted because there's so many storylines. If you go back to Cleveland and Houston, Houston traded Deshaun Watson to Cleveland. Okay, that's a big deal.
Good point.
And then you got KC in Miami. You already know the cheetah. Cheetah going back to KC, right? So imagine the drama there. And KC's been struggling. Okay. And in order for these things to happen, we had to have some pretty specific things to go down. So
Right.
there's a lot of chatter about all that. But all the picks that I'm giving you guys is actually picks that I'm putting money on this weekend. So everything
Woo!
I'm
Oh,
talking about, I'm putting money behind it. So
for
when I
real.
said I'm picking Cleveland, I am picking Cleveland and I'm putting the money on it. And with the KC in Miami,
Who do you got?
I'm
Talk to
picking
me, Rio.
KC.
Oh man, Kansas
I don't trust Miami, man. I don't trust Miami. I feel like when they hit that cold in KC, it's not gonna be the same.
Ain't gonna be
And
that same hot,
ain't,
humid, tanning weather.
and not to mention that Miami's record against 500 and above teams is
True.
horrible.
Yeah.
So, and they're not playing at home. There's too many things against them. Don't sleep on KC and Mahomes, the playoffs and all that stuff. Don't sleep on that. Look, it's a great storyline, but at the end of the day, KC gonna win. I gotta go check the spread. They might not cover because KC still playing with the spreads. They still trying to take your money.
Mhm.
But
Because that weather over there too. That's why.
and the weather. But
It's
I'll
supposed to be
take
like -5 degrees in KC.
I'll take K.
What?
Yeah, see, Miami ain't winning. There ain't no chance. So I'm taking KC money line on that one.
Okay.
I'll put them in my parlay and make them money line.
Ooh. Okay.
Yep.
All right, Monty, talk to me. Who you got in
So
this
to
game?
piggyback off of Rio, you're talking about the storylines. You left out the best one, golf versus Stafford, the big trade.
I
Bro,
was
we
gonna
ain't get.
wait.
We
I
gonna
was gonna wait till
wait.
we get to
We get into
NFC.
that. Don't get ahead of me now. We
No, I
we
know,
just
but
taking
I'm
the
just
AFC
saying he
side.
was talking about all the storylines.
Yeah.
Oh
The
yeah, he's right.
No, there's a lot. There's a lot,
Yeah.
man. Like it's more after that. There's more.
But to do my pick, I got, like he said, KC. You remember Mahomes? Their home is cold. Miami has too many injuries. They lost Phillips. They lost Chubb. They just lost Van Ginkel. They have too many injuries on that defense.
I don't even think they got Waddle neither, huh? He's out, and Mostert.
I think Most is back. I'm not sure, or he's questionable. But
I
that
thought
they,
he was
they
out for the
lost a
rest of
lot
the
of
year.
key people in that defense. And if KC can move the ball and catch the ball, you can never count Mahomes out in the playoffs.
Never.
As much as I hate him, you can't count him out. You know what I mean? And it's going to be
Mhm.
-5 degrees. That's not going to play well with Tua in the Dolphins.
Not at all.
So I'm going KC too.
All right, I agree with you both. I got Kansas City down. The next AFC game will be Pittsburgh going into Buffalo, and you know Buffalo Bills been started catching on fire too, and these boys is seem like they're starting to get in alignment, man, making this run. So how you, Monty, how you feel about the Buffalo Bills and Pittsburgh? Buffalo's favored by 10. If I'm reading that right. Did I get that right? Yeah, I think it's 10.
Unfortunately, TJ Watt's not playing for Pittsburgh. That's a huge loss for them.
Mm-hmm. Bingo.
Pittsburgh, though, I don't think the weather's going to be a factor because Pittsburgh's weather is used to playing in the cold, just like Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen has one of his Josh Allen games, or he has one of his bad Josh Allen games. Is the big question. You know what I mean? That's going to be the make or break of the game. Whether Josh Allen can play his real game, his A game, not his D game. But at the end of the day, they got Mason Rudolph. I gotta go Buffalo. I think Buffalo's gonna pull it out at home.
Buffalo. All right. I agree. And Rio, who's your pick, man? Pittsburgh and Buffalo, baby.
Buffalo's a lock, man. TJ Watt, once he went down, that was a lock.
Yep.
So
I agree.
it's just Buffalo. It's Buffalo's game to lose. They just got to take care of business and then just go ahead and go to the next round. I might mess around with the spread a little bit just because I just Buffalo like to play games a little bit too. But they'll definitely be a possible money line pick, or I could buy them down a little bit more. If they're at 10, I'll bring them down to 6. Just win by a touchdown. type deal. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
Buffalo, definitely Buffalo.
Okay. All right. All right. So that pretty much takes care as far as the AFC side. Now let's get into what Monty was just talking about. Oh no, you weren't actually talking about that. You were talking about Lions. But let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay Packers. It's going to be in Dallas, and Dallas is favored by 7.5. What do you guys think, man? This should be a good one, don't you think?
Storyline. Storyline. We got Green Bay, old coach, coming back. McCarthy coming back. Not coming back to Green Bay, but going against his old team. So, like I said before, Dallas, Green Bay, Dallas is a lock. There might be some points up there, so I might look at an over. But at the end of the day, I don't see Dallas losing this game. This is too big of a game for Dallas to lose. There's no way I could see Dallas losing this game. This would be like one of the biggest upsets, in my opinion, if they lose this game. For real.
Monty, who do you have in this game, Monty?
How do you say you can't see them losing when all they do in the playoff is lose big games?
But not this one. Not this one.
Listen.
Not this one.
I can't.
Next round. Next round.
Next round. Green Bay. Write it down. Hot take. I'm going Green Bay. Upset of the week. Right
there. Hey, you got that. You got that. Go, Monty, go bet that money. Go bet that money line. You make some good money.
I'm riding with you, man. I think Green Bay is gonna go in there and shock the world against Dak Prescott. I think these guys are gonna pull this out because someone just told me. Matter of fact, my neighbor next door, across the street. Well, not really my neighbor anymore. He don't live there, but his sister does. Anyway, he was there, and I seen him. His name's Ken. I said, "Hey, Ken, how you doing?" He has his Dallas hat on. I said, "Man, you ready for the playoffs this weekend?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, it should be a good one, man." I said, I hope Dallas doesn't overlook these Green Bay Packers. I said, these guys they're feeling themselves right now. They're kind of hot." And he told me, which I didn't know, but he told me, he said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, yeah, it's a big game." He goes, he said, "Every time the Packers come to the Dallas Cowboys, they beat us in their house." I said, "Really?" Yep. So that even gives me a little more reason to think that Green Bay could pull this out. It's going to be a tight game, but man, I'm telling you, I'm just rolling with Green Bay because for some reason I'm just really feeling Green Bay Packers going to Dallas, and I feel that's going to be one, and I say one, of the big upsets this weekend. That's going to shock the world. It's going to shock my boy. What's my boy's name on Undisputed? What's that dude? Loves the Cowboys.
Michael Irvin.
No, the other one.
Oh, Skip Bayless.
Skip gonna come in crying. Skip's gonna come in crying because the Cowboy. He be throwing that jersey in the garbage can again. Amen. All right. So that's gonna be one of my big upsets this weekend, guys. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna put a $10 money line bet on Green Bay just for you guys. All right.
Hey, because what does $10 get me, Rio? What does $10 get me?
It's probably like $70 or something.
Okay.
Hey, fill my gas tank up. Hey,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, but I'm feeling that's going to be one of my big upsets because I already have this play. I have already in my mind. I know and I feel how this thing's going to play out in the playoff. But I'm not going to go too far right yet. But we got the Rams going into Detroit. Now this is obviously going to be a marquee game because they put it on Sunday Night Football. They know what they were doing. They knew what they were doing, right, Monty? They know what they know the storyline and what they wanted to do.
Big storyline.
Yep.
But how do you feel about this game, guys? Detroit favored at home by 3 points. Obviously, a showdown between two quarterbacks that pretty much exchange teams, and I'm sure each one of them got something to say or something to prove to each other. And I think this is going to be a good old-fashioned clangety clang bang football game, and it's going to go down right down to the wire. But Rio, who do you like in this one, man? Who are you feeling? Are you even touching this game?
I'm touching the game.
Oh, Who's your
but
pick?
not touching it the way you think I'm going to touch it. I'm touching this game. I'm touching it. I'm gonna take the over in this game.
You
All
taking the
right,
over?
I'm gonna take the over. That's for me. That's the safe bet.
So you're
But
gonna take
as
Detroit in the 3?
I, I'm gonna take the over. But as far as the game is
Oh, the point spread.
concerned,
You talking about the
yeah,
over point
the
spread?
over the total points for the game. The
Oh,
total
okay.
points.
Okay.
I'm taking the over. Now, as far as the game is concerned, I'm gonna give you my 2 picks. What I want to happen, I want Detroit to whoop on the Rams. What I feel is going to happen is the Rams are going to beat the Lions. And the reason why is because that tight end going down was big for
Mm,
Detroit. That was big for Detroit. It
mm,
it it took it from being sort of like a possible even matchup to
mm-hmm.
now I feel like the Rams got a little bit of a advantage. The
Oh,
only other advantage that Detroit has is that they're at home, but it's not that much because we got Stafford technically coming home
yep.
with a chip on his shoulder, just to say, "Hey, remember me? I left, won a Super Bowl. Now I'm coming back to knock you guys out of the playoffs."
Hmm.
There's a lot riding on. There's a lot of pressure for Detroit. I don't know if they could handle that pressure. McVay has been in the trenches. He understands this playoffs. Detroit, they like babies in the playoffs. So, like I said, what I want to happen is Detroit. What I feel is going to happen is the Rams. What I feel guaranteed on is just betting on the over. And
Mm.
that's where I'm at. So at the end of the day, I'm taking the Rams.
Okay, so you have the Rams. Monty, how are you feeling about this game, man? I didn't know they had their tight. Detroit didn't have their tight end in this game, but go ahead.
Well, they say he's likely to miss time. They haven't ruled him out yet.
Oh, okay.
But I gotta agree with Rio. I want Detroit to win, but I see the Rams winning this game for 2 reasons. One, Matt Stafford, because I don't trust Jared Goff. I don't trust him. And 2, if it comes down to coaching, I got to give it to McVay because Dan Campbell runs on his emotions too much, makes stupid decisions, and I think in the playoffs that's going to cost you. You can't what he did with that 2-point conversion the other day. I get it going for it from the first place, but after you get those penalties, you can't let your
First,
emotions get the best of you.
second, third,
Yeah,
no. Let's kick the extra point.
that's
Exactly.
it. Tie it and let's go. Let's go to
Let's
overtime.
go. But you
You
like you
know,
said, he let his emotions
I,
come through.
I get he got big. He got big. What that he wants to show off, but this is playoff football. You know what I mean? You got to go with the smart decisions, the smart choices. And at the end of the day, I don't think Detroit's defense is going to be the problem stopping their offense. Because the kid Kyron Williams is a problem. The kid is good.
Wow.
And Stafford's more experienced when it comes to me in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So I'm going with the Rams, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to stick with Detroit in this game, and you guys make some very good, valid points brought to my attention. But Detroit's at home. I feel like this is just a big season for them. I just have a feeling they're going to figure out a way to pull this off because they do have a rather tenacious defense. And we all know that as good as Stafford is as a quarterback, and I'm sure he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. He's going to come back trying to prove something. And I think Detroit's going to be ready defensively. I think they're going to get him in his face, rattle him up. And when he gets rattled, obviously, we know Stafford doesn't play his best game. He'll get throwing some interceptions and some craziness. So, but I'm going to ride with Detroit only because they're at home. I just think this team they're going to be pumped. They're going to be locked in. So I'm going to ride with Detroit in this one. But you guys are right. I think it's going to come down. Either way, it could be Detroit Rams. I wouldn't be shocked if the Rams do pull it out. To be honest with you, but I'm just going to roll with Detroit. And of course, now we roll into Monday night football game, the big one. Well, it's not that big, but anyway, Philadelphia is going into Tampa Bay, right in Monty's backyard. But they're going in as 3-point favorites, which is interesting. But Monty, how you feel about this game, man?
Wait, I gotta go get a coin. I gotta flip it because both teams suck.
Yeah.
Both teams are playing like crap right now. So I mean, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna go with Tampa Bay because I don't like Philly and they're home.
Okay. All right. So you got
That's it.
Tampa. Nine to Rio. Dinero.
How was how's my man on the
AJ Brown,
Tampa QB what's his name
Baker Mayfield.
Mayfield.
Baker? How's he doing? Is he
Did he get
is he,
hurt?
he was playing kind of hurt. He was playing kind of hurt last
Oh yeah,
game. He
limping
was
after the
limping
surgery.
and all that. If
Mm.
Baker is playing and he's good, he's going to play. But if he looks good, looks at about 85%, I think that's enough. The Eagles look like straight trash, hot garbage. Like it's the saddest team out of all the teams in the coming into the playoffs. The Eagles are the saddest team
Mm-hmm.
in
Hmm.
the playoffs right now.
Yep.
They are. I can't believe somebody that was so high up to fall so far down. They are the worst team coming into the playoffs right now.
You know why they fell so far, right? Because we wiped the floor with them.
We
We broke
we
their
We wiped
wings.
the floor and
We
they
broke
went
their
down in
wings.
a
They
straight
flying.
tailspin.
it's
They
been
flying
it's
with
been
one
a
wing.
wrap. You can't lose to Arizona and the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
Okay, you can't.
And you almost lost to the Giants the week before. They didn't look that
Like,
good.
come on, man. Come on. Listen, hot garbage.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like
I, I
they're the worst.
yeah. And you're right. I feel that this game, yeah, Philadelphia's just been on the spiral because they haven't been the same since the Niners broke them. We broke their spirits, man. Let's just face it.
Hmm.
The eagle is no longer flying anymore. The song "Fly Eagle Fly" hasn't been happening no more. We broke
It's
these
cry,
guys in
eagle,
the worst
cry.
way. Yes, it's cry eagles cry, and man, these guys, you can see it. You get to see it in their play. You watch the games. The spirit is broken. Courtesy of the San Francisco 49ers. Thank you very much.
Yep.
So
Hey,
that's
before you go on, Will. Speaking of
uh,
Tampa, being that they won the NFC South,
mhm.
just so you know now, it's official. The 49ers will be traveling to Tampa next year at some point.
Oh yeah,
We don't know the schedule, but there will be a Tampa takeover weekend coming. So
right,
get
right.
ready.
Yeah, I know. We're
Get
gonna be out
ready.
there for Tampa and Miami. And if
Tampa
it's
and Miami. Come out
if
to
we're
the
lucky to
sunshine.
have a back-to-back weekend, I might just come out there for both weeks. I know, Rio, you're gonna
There
go
you
because you
go.
got
And just
family out
stay
there.
out there, right?
We got family.
You got
Got
family out
family
there
in,
in
in
Florida.
Miami.
Shoot, why not? We just hang on out for 2 weeks in that hot, humid weather. But that'd be nice, man. I wouldn't mind. I mean, that'd be cool if they do it back to back. That'd be nice if we get both games out there. But I doubt it.
It
But
would make sense.
yeah, it would make sense for the schedule folks. Give us a little break. But so
They did
everybody,
that COVID year when we played the Giants and the Jets. They put it back to back.
Right.
yep. So Rio, you said Tampa Bay, right?
Said Tampa Bay.
Okay, just double checking. I also picked Tampa Bay. Like you said, not so much because they're better. I mean, so much better than Philadelphia, but it's just that Philadelphia's been that bad, and like I said, they've been broken. So I don't expect them to really show up a lot. And I think Hurts is going to have a little problem with that Tampa Bay defense, man, because their defense is kind of stout.
Hurts is hurting
Oh,
right now.
Oh, I
his
know he
finger.
got a jammed up
And
He
finger. I heard.
hurting. That's what I'm saying.
You still got that
And
bum knee.
AJ Brown got a bad knee too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And
Lost his
then
boy Brown. I mean, shoot.
Swift was out the last game.
He was sick.
So we got
Yeah,
listen,
Tampa's got things lined up for them. There's no way they should lose this game. I mean,
listen, man. Let's move on from this garbage. I got to
okay,
for real, man. It's just stink right now.
okay, but whoever gets the most of these games right next week, y'all gonna get a prize. I don't know what, but
What do we get? Do we get NFC Championship tickets?
Yeah.
we'll see.
Wait, we got the divisional round first.
If I can find some tickets, man, shoot, that's gonna be a hard one to get one of the tickets for. Shoot, oh man, they broke the bank on me on them damn tickets, man.
Hey, I got a question for you guys now. So you guys,
Okay,
I heard people talking Green Bay Packers upset. So That would be great. Because if Green Bay wins,
We
they
get them
coming
next. We get them.
they coming to the Niners.
Guess who's coming to town?
They come to the
Them
Niners.
Packers. Yes.
Packers don't win.
Mhm.
Rams win.
We
got the Rams.
Mhm.
So I've been talking about this situation as far as regular season game, how everybody's been like, oh, the Rams, that's the team nobody wants to see. And if the Niners play the Rams got them. How do you guys feel? Because we could talk about the future because we're not playing this week. So I'm not jinxing us.
Right.
How do you guys feel about a potential Niner-Rams matchup?
Do you want to go first, Monty, or do you want me to go?
You go first. Your show.
You're my guest. Okay, I feel this. First of all, let's make it clear. Ain't none of these damn teams scare me. The Rams don't scare me. Okay.
Preach.
I know they're a division team. I get it. These are two teams that know each other very well. But you cannot tell me our boys know that this year it's all about what I say Mission Impossible 6. That they are not, and after what happened 2 years ago, going down to LA, when we had their backs against the wall and blew it literally in like the last couple of minutes of the game, a game we should have won and went to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't going to think that's not going to be sitting back in their minds? These guys are going to be locked. Trust me, these guys will be locked in, ready to take care of some Ram business. Will it be a good game? Probably. But you know what? I just can't see, as much as I want to see, I can't see it happening. Because I just know that the Niners are not going to let this big opportunity of being in their own home field to take on a divisional rival team like the Rams slip through their fingers. Just can't happen. Just can't happen. So that's just how I'm feeling. I'm feeling about that about any team that comes our way. I don't care. I said I don't care who it is. I don't care. Dallas Cowboys, Rams, freaking Philadelphia. I don't care. Bring it. I'm ready. I'm pumped up. I'm ready. They should not have no problem with the Los Angeles Lambs. Go ahead, Monty.
So I agree with you. Like you said, none of these teams scare me. But the Rams is the only team that makes me nervous. And
No, come on.
Listen, it's a divisional matchup. I'm actually kind of happy that we lost this last game to them because I remember going back to 21. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when we beat them 2 times in the regular season, the NFC Championship game, I had this gut feeling going into that game because it was the 3rd time we're playing them that they were going to have our card and have our answers.
You're right.
So now if we face them in the playoffs, this will be our 3rd time facing them. But we're 1-1. So I feel a little bit better going into that game. We got different players. We got Christian McCaffrey. We didn't have Christian McCaffrey at that time. So like I said, I'm not scared of any. They make me a little nervous because of the history and the division. A division matchup is always it's just a little bit more on the table. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. I feel you.
And honestly, Matt Stafford, to me, I trust him in the playoff game more than I do Dak. And that, to me, those are the two best quarterbacks in the playoffs right now, or on the NFC side, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't see us losing to them, but they do make me nervous. A potential matchup makes me a little nervous. That's what I'll say.
All right, Real. What about you? What's your take, man, on this, man?
I don't know, man. I don't know if you guys been watching the same thing I've been watching, but ever since Shanahan's come through, I think we own the Rams, don't we?
That was the first time they beat us, yeah.
That we own the Rams.
A regular season, yeah.
Regular season, first time. I feel like, and just like Chili Will was saying, I'm not scared of anybody. The Eagles and the NFC side was supposed to be the scariest team.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas is supposed to be the second scariest. We smashed both of them. Okay? So I don't got no issue with anybody over here in the NFC at all. And the Rams, I would love, I promise to God, we play them right after the game. I'm going to a restaurant and getting me some lamb chops. I'm for real. All right. Medium. I'm going to cook a medium, okay? All right. No sauce.
No
just
sauce.
Straight, just straight.
Straight lamb, juicy chops.
Just juicy lamb chops. Some mashed potatoes.
Making me hungry, Rio.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about them, for real. And I'm gonna have it live. I'm a fucking live stream it. Okay, I'm telling you, I do not care about no damn Rams. People putting so much on the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
They do not match up. Total matchup. As far as I understand, they have some great wide receivers, and I understand
they do.
Stafford is great and all that. But I'm telling you, man, our team healthy. All right, it's hard to beat us. And the only people that I feel nervous about was Baltimore. But now that we lost to Baltimore, I feel like that gives us a better edge. So I'm good now. That's it.
I would be probably more worried.
I got one more point.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
got one more point. I'm sorry, Joe Will. But another thing is why it makes me nervous. I get we lost to them this week. It was a battle of the backups. But that was our only win. The week 3 we played them, I believe it was week 3 or week 4, 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. That was our only win that we did not win by double digits.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
they played us tough. They played us like you said. We waxed Philly, we waxed the Eagles, but we only won by 7 points.
It would have been 10 points, but McVay had some money on the game and he had to cover the spread, so he kicked that field goal because that was an unnecessary field goal.
Yep.
So right, I don't even count that. I don't even count that. That's still double digit in my mind. Okay, This dude has some backdoor, money with the mafia. Whatever, do what you gotta do.
That's true. Now I will say, I will back up though and say, yes, I would be very concerned if Eric Armstead is not in this game, because he's a key piece to stopping the red. Yeah, I know he should. Thank God, but I would be more worried and concerned not having him in the lineup, because now you're talking about, okay, we're going to have probably a little leak in the running game protection. You know what I'm saying? And, Eric Armstead kind of really, he's helped plug up a lot of that. And, very pivotal piece, very hard to replace. And we don't have anybody, I don't think, can really fill his shoes in that position. So, but as long as, like I said, you all know, as long as we are healthy, 110%, everybody coming in ready to go, there's nobody beating us. They can give us their best performance. They're not, it's not going to happen. I just can't see it. I've been so this whole season, we've been, watching our boys take care of business all year long. We've seen them in a lot of pressure situations, I mean, we've probably had a couple of just real bad losses that we could say, okay, we like that like the Raven game. Obviously, you didn't perform well. Pretty, a few balls batted down, having a turnover. Okay, that wasn't good. And then when we played, Cincinnati Bengals came to town. But the Brown game, we were in that, just missed a damn field goal, courtesy of Moody. And then we were short like 7 points where we were driving down the field against Minnesota Vikings. But I forgot exactly how that ended, but what went sideways with that one. But, was it interception?
Concussions and interceptions.
Okay. So, we gave, we shot ourselves in the foot. I mean, we're making it happen. But, the two real main worst losses this whole season was against the Bengals and Ravens. I mean, we just didn't come in locked in. And you look at the situation, we were playing teams that were coming off of bye weeks that were well rested. We weren't, you know what I mean? And then we played Ravens on this holiday.
If you look at that Cleveland game too, I mean, let's be real. Moody missed a kick, but we should have never been in that position to begin with.
That's true.
We played terrible. We played
Right.
terrible.
Things change. Well, that's what happens because the things change when you lose your left tackle guy and you lose
And
Debo,
it
who's
was
the primary.
it was a bad weather game too.
Yeah, and the weather obviously wasn't great. Didn't help. It just threw a lot of wrenches for us in the situation where they weren't ready for. So I mean, made things a little more difficult. So but yet we were still in the game. I mean, against a good team, a good defensive team. Uh,
Yep.
if we don't turn that ball over so much in the Ravens game, guess what? I mean, pretty much outperformed Jackson in the yards. You look at his yards compared to his yards. I mean,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
it
performed.
ain't like we couldn't move the ball downfield on it. It was just key little things that hurt us. We shot us in the foot, so we beat ourselves. That's the thing. We just can't go out there and beat ourselves doing something stupid, So they stay locked in. We got everybody locked in, coming in fresh and feeling great. We're gonna be ready. I don't care. That's what I said. I don't care who we face. We'll be ready.
Last time we went to the Super Bowl against KC, were we at home throughout the playoffs?
Yep.
Nope. Oh wait. Oh yeah, 2019. Yes.
We going to the Super Bowl, guys.
Yes. And peace.
I want you guys to notice we are going to the Super Bowl.
I agree.
All right.
I agree.
And ain't no lambs, ain't no Feagles, ain't no Cowgirls, ain't no Detroit Lion Cubs. None of them. Ain't nobody standing in our way.
Yep.
All right.
I feel you.
Trust me. This is it. It's already written. The script is already written. Don't you see the logo? The logo got the red and purple in there. So the Ravens supposed to make it, and then this time we're gonna get the Ravens back. We're gonna get revenge.
Yes, indeed. That's why I say the Ravens got all happy. They got bragging rights for a day. That's all that was. But let's see when it's really on the line, and we got to play for something real. You ain't gonna see the same the same team making the same mistakes.
You know what's weird, guys? There's just a couple of things that when you start to see these messages all over the place, you start to ask that question: is stuff scripted? I don't know if you guys watch that commercial. They play that commercial all the time when they talk about NFL, and then they say "Team of Destiny," and they have the crystal ball, and in the crystal ball is Lamar Jackson. That's who they put in the crystal ball. They've been doing that.
Yeah.
They've been doing that since mid-season. This same commercial,
really,
since mid-season, and I've peeped that, and that it pisses me off every time I see it. Right, and then on top of that, yesterday when the Michigan game was on, guess what bet they had on the app? They had a bet where you could bet on Michigan to win the game and for the Ravens to win the Super Bowl, the combo. That's what bet they put up.
Wow.
That's what bet they put up. Because I guess they're gonna say it's because the Harbaugh brothers.
Another Harbaugh season, yeah.
Yeah, and that's all they've been talking about. What if it happens where Jim Harbaugh wins the national championship and his brother wins the Super Bowl the same year?
Yeah.
All right. So I would love for that upset to happen over there just to prove that it's not a script. But I swear to God, if it happens like that, it's gonna feel pretty weird because there's a lot of weird stuff that happen in the NFL, and people keep saying, they joke around and say you can't write a better script. And I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist at all. I want to believe that the games are real. You know what I mean?
Listen, we could go back to 2019.
Yep.
They talked about it because
they did.
I remember we were rolling, and then all of a sudden 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, all they were talking about was Mahomes and Andy Reid getting his first Super Bowl. If you go back and watch, how they normally during the Super Bowl they pan out to like a bar in Kansas City, and whatever two cities are playing, they pan out to a bar in those cities. Never once did they pan out to a bar in San Francisco during that Super Bowl. They kept going back to KC's bar. Never once did they show a bar in San Francisco. I was like, tells you. And then all the non-calls that happened that game, forget about it.
Right, you're right. That was it. You know, I'm glad you said that, Monty, because I was going to elaborate on that too. And I was there in Miami, and you know what? In short story, I'm just going to say you could just feel it in the air that
Mm-hmm.
Kansas, they had it out for Mahomes in Kansas City to get this Super Bowl because it was
Because
going to
Mahomes
be
the new
50
face.
years, 50 years since Kansas City won a Super Bowl. That's what was riding. Of course, Reed, who's been so close so many times, you know, it was his first time finally getting to the big dance, winning this thing. And this is when I'm going to tell you right now, this is when I knew my Niners were in trouble. We were at one of the studios. They had a bunch of studios set up on South Beach, right? And I was over by the NFL Network studio. And so the guy came up to me because, you know, I got my Niner gear on, you know, Garoppolo, whoever, I don't know what jersey I was wearing. But, you know, they grabbed me, a couple other people that had different Niner jerseys, right? And they said they got like about, I don't know, 4 or 6 of us together. And they wanted us to stand in front of this with our backs. I mean, you know, with our faces facing the other way, so that they would get in the back of our jerseys with the names. And they said, when the camera comes, we want y'all to step aside, and they were to zoom up on this kid that was in this like lit up kind of football box that they had. You know, looked kind of cool, with lights and stuff in it. A little kid, about 3-4 years old, I don't know, holding a football. And guess what jersey this boy had on?
Kansas City.
Mahomes. And I kind of thought that was weird because I go, why is it not just a kid with a Mahomes jersey, but how come there's not a little kid with a little Niner Garoppolo jersey on? Why is it just about him? So I thought that was really weird and odd that they actually put together that little segment, you know, just for one of the openings when they went live again on the show a little bit later. And did that, you know, and that's when I was in back of my mind. That's when I was a little concerned about this Super Bowl in Miami because I was like, this something just don't feel right. You know, you could just in the air, you could just tell it was just like they I think they got these guys just locked up to win this thing, you know. But we all watched the game, right? We all saw what happened. I mean, the Niners took it to these fools. Right? I mean, we locked them down, right? First 3 quarters. And yet only about 10 points or so ahead, you know. And then for that fool to turn around in the end, you know, and like Monty said, all those holding calls that weren't being called and letting, you know, that fool run around and do his thing. Oh, that was a perfect setup, man.
That ticky tack push off they called on Kittle.
Oh my God. That was I mean,
God,
if nobody, I mean, you know what? I even had people weren't even Niner fans watch that game and said,
I don't even want to talk about
NFL screwed you guys. I said, I know.
Change the subject.
I got 3,000 reasons why I hated that game.
3,000. Do we have enough time for all 3,000?
No, 3,000 reasons. That's how much I lost that game.
Yeah, I believe it.
Not only did I bet on the Niners, I had 1,500 on the Niners.
Oh.
But also, you remember that dude Ty that was on the show?
Ty.
You remember the Rams fan?
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
During the season, we had an ongoing bet that we had head-to-head Rams. Every game was like $250 a game. Whoever wins, whoever has the best overall record, whoever has the, whoever makes it to, if you make it to the playoffs and the other one, they got a bonus. It all came up to like about $1,500 that he was going to owe me.
Wow.
And then right before the game, he goes, all right, let's go double or nothing.
Oh,
I'll take KP. And I said, let's run it.
Yeah, because Rio ain't no punk.
Let's run it. Easy money.
Yep.
That's it. That's history.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I like I said, I just
he made so much money that day. He bet every Niner fan. He hates the Niners so much This dude's cloudy ass judgment when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to like this season, he's been getting killed because he's been betting against the Niners every chance he get.
Mm-hmm.
But that season, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Betting against the Niners was losing all season. So at the end, he had a big check to pay out, and then he just come through at the last second. Not even with his Rams teams, he used KC to get all his money back.
Mm-hmm. Well, some folks, just got it like that. When it does, I'm not much of a betting guy. I do for a little fun on the side. Especially, I got my real hookup right here, but I don't gamble much because you know why? I feel like I'm like like that dude. I can't remember the name of that movie, but that was called The Cooler or something like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm that guy. I'm that guy.
I
The
know.
cool. Like anything I bet just never works out. Never. So I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Let me dump about $100. Whoever the Niners do end up facing in the Super Bowl, because most likely I'm going to get it wrong, which is good. I got to use some of that reverse psychology. I'm thinking if I'm the cooler, maybe I should just kind of flip the table a little bit. Maybe it might work out in my real favor that I want it to be. But man, I'm telling you, geez, yeah, I could never honestly bet on my Niners. I would never do that because, like I said, the cooler vibes would be jumping off of me and just ruin everything. So I stay away from that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right, fellas. Well, listen, we got wild card weekend. We get to sit back with our beer, and our man cave and enjoy some football this weekend. Let's see how everything falls in place. And by Monday, we should hopefully know who's going to be coming to our backyard, Levi Stadium, take on our Niners. Again, I expect some big upsets, man. So I'm just gonna kick back and take it all in, and then whatever happens, we'll get on back on Tuesday and talk about it, and give our thoughts on whoever we're gonna face,
Yep.
So I appreciate you guys' time, man. Thanks, Monty, for checking in. I know it's late out there, 11 o'clock. You're probably ready to hit the hay. Rio, it's always real. Real. It's real. Hey, I wanted to talk to you, man, because I want to, we got to collaborate on maybe some games, man. Make some particular picks about some stuff. Maybe throw a little tiny wager on a parlay. Do like Homeboy did a couple of weeks ago. He got like 18 parlays right.
I had a miracle this past week. This weekend, I made $1,000.
What?
And I didn't even know I did.
What? On what was it? Parlay?
I made a parlay, and I thought that I had the Eagles in my parlay.
Oh.
So I was mad the whole time, and I'm watching the last game with Buffalo and Miami. I'm like, damn. And I'm telling my fiance, I'm like, look at Buffalo, man. Do you know if Buffalo wins this game, that means I could have won $1,000. I kept telling her that, and I'm like, and then when they won, I'm like, there you go. I lose by one game.
Yeah.
And then I go check my app to see the next games to see the spread, and I see my balance say $1,000.
You're like, wait a minute.
I'm like, what? And I look at my notes, and I see my notes where I took the Eagles out because I'm like, I don't trust them.
Oh, okay.
So this whole time I thought that I bet them.
And you cashed in,
man.
River Rio cashed in.
$50 bet made me $1,000.
There you go.
$50.
Make sure y'all bet responsibly.
Bet responsibly, man.
Don't get no ideas. Don't take no information from us because we all like to just talk a little gamble sometimes.
I only bet my budget money. I budget a certain
amount
with
the house money.
Yeah, I budget a certain amount of money to gamble.
The proper way to do it.
That's all it is.
But so again, thanks guys. It's been real. And like I said, let's enjoy some good. I know 49 and Faithful are going to be kicking it at home, and we'll be tuning all in, see who the Niners got next. That's going to be the next big thing. But you guys take good care of yourselves. Look forward to seeing you next week. Rio, Monty, we out. And sorry for my whole delay actions. Been messing me up all day, but I got to make sure I clean out my computer and get things a little right again. Anyway, you guys have a good evening, and we'll see you next Tuesday. 49ers Street Squad is out.
Let's go.